Hello everyone, this is Mingjong. Welcome to today's market analysis for the S&P 500 E-minis futures. That's for the session of 15th of July. So in this video, I am going to show you the market recap on the last session and also two trade reviews that I did in the London session and one in the US session, which I will cover the entry, exits, and the rationale behind. And going forward, I will definitely cover the bias, the key levels, and also potential setup for the session later. Alright, so let's just get started. As we can see in this daily chart for the S&P 500, so yesterday was a bullish day. So we have an absorption day here. So you can see that the previous day here, this bar was a selling bar and with the spike of the supply here. But yesterday was relatively bullish. We have seen some kind of the supply absorption happen during the first 2 hours, which I will elaborate a bit more later part of the video. And we see that there is a spike of the demand here as well. So I consider this as a absorption. And what will happen tonight is very important because that will actually confirm the action from yesterday, which is the absorption as far as I'm concerned. And let me just get down to H1 time frame, and you can see clearly for what's happening in the first 2 hours. So you can see that I have marked up some of the trade which I'll elaborate a bit more after I finish this H1 review. And first of all, we have seen this kind of the selling bar in the previous day, which I talked about in my video yesterday. And subsequently, we have a trading range form during the Asian through the London session. So we can see that the selling is pretty significant, and we didn't really see a great recovery from the Asian to the London session here, because you see that we barely recover about maybe only 1/3 of this selling bar here. So this shows relatively some kind of the weakness in the market just before the US Open. So at that time, I was still very bearish. And let me show you here. So this is where the US opens, about 9 p.m. my time. That's the 10 p.m. bar. So if you compare it to the volume for the past few days or even weeks, you can see that these two bar here contain significant of the volume. We have an increasing of the volume, and majority of them consists of the supply plus the demand, because what happens here is we have a attempt to sell down, as seen in this action here. So you can see the tail here, but we also see some kind of the demand come in to support the price. So this is the demand tail as shown in this 9 p.m. bar and also the 10 p.m. bar as well. So this is definitely some kind of the supply absorption happen near the level from around 3120 to around 3140. So this is the range here. So right after we broke the range, I think that's prior to the opening, just about probably around 9 o'clock or 9:15 my time, just about 15-20 minutes before the market open, we have seen some kind of the breakdown. And subsequently at the US opening, you can see that we have an attempt to sell down here, but actually got some kind of the demand to support that. So this is relatively bullish. Let me get down to the M3 time frame for the trade review. So I have two trade. One, I think I actually initiated in the London session, and I actually hold it through to the US opening, and the other actually happened at the US session. So you can see that I have already marked up here. This is where I actually open up my trade here. I think it's around about 7 p.m. my time. So just prior to that, let me give you a bit of the background on why I actually initiated a short trade there. if you recorded my video yesterday, I do talk about a potential short entry for if we can just resolve out from this trading range, maybe have a breakdown, retest, continuation. Another thing is since we are in this trading range, then I might as well just trade somewhere near this resistance level at maybe 3160. So this is my approach or my rationale, and you can see that this actually is very close to the resistance level at 3160, and I just initiate a short trade at this bar here. So this is the bar here, some kind of the reversal out of this little formation here, and with the anticipation of to trade it down to at least the swing low here at about 3140 or 31445. But you can see that this trade actually lasts for quite a while, and until probably around 8 o'clock or 8:30 my time here, we see some kind of the localized breakdown and some selling here, and eventually didn't really rebound it from this support zone here, the swing low 3140 to 3144, and in fact at around 9 o'clock it just have breakdown here, and that's why I'm still very bearish at the time, and I actually think that we can actually get down to at least the prior swing low at 3105. Let me zoom out a little bit here. So what I'm actually looking at is maybe this level. No, sorry, probably not this. Okay, I think this is the level, about 3105. So I actually anticipate some kind of the test of this swing low near 3105 here, but it didn't really materialize. In fact, there is some kind of the supply absorption going on. So because I just initiated the trade, the short trade during the London session, with my bearish view, I didn't really close out any trade just before the market open, the US market open, and I actually anticipate some kind of the continuation and with some sharp sell off to test the swing low at 3105. But look at what happened. So this is what happened here. We have a bullish bar at the opening here, but that's fine, and this is very significant volume. It's about 40k here, definitely very high volume. And look at what you actually end up with. So this is the resistance or support turn resistance level, which I've marked up in the purple line, 3140 to around 3145. So that's the level I'm talking about. So that's the support turn resistance level. And just at the US the opening time, we have a spike of the volume here, and we have a bullish bar, but actually the bullish bar just touching this resistance level at 3140, and subsequently you can see a reaction here. So I'm still bearish. I was still bearish because of the price action, but this actually changed just right after the small reaction, and we have seen this kind of the big spread bullish bar here, and that's together with some very great volume here, about 30k here. So that actually make me to feel a bit threatened, because I still open up my short trade. I just thought about, oh, maybe this could be some kind of the spring type action, and we probably will go up. Then I just exited my trade there, my short trade there, and fortunately I think it's still profitable, but not very significant reward to risk ratio. Is about only 1.5 RR, as you can see it here. So that's the first trade. But you can see that the volatility is actually very high, and with this kind of the spread, and together with all this kind of volume spike here, so I think overall this region here is very high volatility, and that's why I have a wider stop than my usual stop, tight stop. And the second trade that I initiated is somewhere around here. I think this is the bullish bar. So just right after the close of this bullish bar, I just initiated a long trade. So why a long trade there? I thought I thought the view is still very bearish. Yes, no doubt my view was bearish until this point here, because we have seen this kind of the sell off here. Just prior to the opening, we have seen a breakdown and followed by great rally up with this bullish bar and also this bar as well. But we see there wasn't any upside follow through despite this strong demand here, and that makes me wonder a bit. And we see this kind of the selling, and that's a very sharp sell-off, and together with the increasing of the supply, with the increasing kind of the spread here, so definitely it's still bearish at the moment. But subsequently we see some kind of the rally up, and then followed by this interesting reaction. So this is the very interesting reaction that I was actually watching. So why is it interesting? Just take a closer look here. Maybe let me zoom in a little bit here. So you can see that this kind of the sell-off is kind of like a bit gradual sell-off. It's unlike the prior reaction here. So this is some kind of the sharp sell-off with momentum, big spread bar here, and spike of the volume. And this reaction is interesting just because every time we see some kind of rally up, then we see some kind of the rejection tail, rejection tail, and it closed pretty much at the low of the bar here. So it's closed at the low, closed near the low, closed near the low, and this bar as well closed near the low. And we see that the volume or the supply level is actually very high. So this is a consistent supply coming out. I think it's above 20k. And even this bar as well, this is a white bar, but still you see that we have seen this is also some kind of the rejection tail happening here. So despite all this supply level and also all this shown up in the rejection tail and bearish close, but look at what happened. So we have a low here, but we have a higher low here. So this makes me wonder there was some kind of the serious supply absorption going on at this level here. And the subsequent bar actually confirmed my bias. So this is the subsequent bar. We have a bullish white bar here. There's a bullish bar here. So just right after the close of this bar here, I just initiated a long position with my stop just below this prior swing low here. So that is my rationale behind why I actually initiated a long entry here. So that is a reversal bar, and that is some kind of the context of supply absorption. And just after the three reaction, we actually form a higher low here. So that trade actually goes quite well. I actually just put my exit somewhere around the string high level here, and actually I just got around, I think not sure what's the reward to risk. Yep, it's about 1.6 here because of the very wide stop that I had in place just because of the super volatile session here. Alright, so these were the two trades that I initiated yesterday. So far was pretty nice, I think, because was able to recognize this kind of the supply absorption going on, because you can clearly see that there wasn't any follow through to the downside, or at least for the time being. And eventually, if you stay down with the whole session, you can see that it actually become more normal session with less volatility, and eventually just close at the high here. So if you recall, 3180 is still a very good level to monitor, watch, because it's a prior access line where the price interact quite a lot of times. And let me get to the H1 time frame to talk about what's happening right now. Okay, so this is the H1 time frame. We can see that just this morning we have a gap up here, and the position is very interesting. So just take a look here. So this is the selling bar. So we see this kind of a big spread bearish bar together with the spike of the supply level, and the close at around at the 3 p.m. 3 a.m. close here is still very decent because it actually closed above the axis line at 3180. So that is the bullish close. And look at the gap up in the Tokyo session here. So the Asian session, we have a gap here. So this is interesting as well. So this gap actually is relatively bullish, and it's just a gap right through the selling bar here. You can see that. So this is the top of the selling bar here, and just gap right through. And currently just residing, still commit above this level, about 3200 or 3205, somewhere around there. So overall it's still bullish, but like I say, I want to see some kind of the confirmation for tonight's session. For the bias, I'm actually quite neutral because either trade down or trade up is okay for me. For bearish case, maybe there's another kind of the uptrend scenario here. Tested the 3230. If it shows some kind of a reversal, then I think could be a good shot here. Otherwise, so far it's still within a very tight range from the Asian through the European London session. Okay, I think the range extended here. But overall, I think we still have a chance to get a long entry. If you just go back to have a test of this gap or fill the gap here at 31, maybe 992 or 93, fill the gap and have some kind of a reversal, then that could become a good long entry. Otherwise, if you had the deeper test, then 3180 is definitely a good level to long upon some kind of the reversal, something like this. All right, so that's I think for the potential setup. Overall, I think if we able to see some kind of the continuation to the upside, then I'm very sure that we will just take out the swing high at 3230 and going to test all-time high, or okay, maybe just before the all-time high, and then we'll have another level at around about 3310, if I remember correctly. All right, so that is the level that I was talking about, the 3310 level. Should we just break above this 3230 level, the swing high level here? All right, so talk about the bias, talk about the key levels, and also the potential setup. Yeah, I think this is pretty much the end of the video. Hope you enjoyed it and get something out from the video. If you like the video, just click like and also hover it to my name or picture to follow me. And do remember to subscribe to my channel so that you get instant notification of my future video ideas. So as usual, if you have any kind of the questions, comments, or suggestions you like to share with me, just feel free to comment it below. I will definitely reply to you. Thanks for watching. I will talk to you soon. Bye bye.